Hi. So today we're going to read another story about coral reefs. And as I'm reading the story, I'm going to stop. I've put some sticky notes on the side to just point out some key details and ask some questions. So I want you to think about those sticky notes as I read each page of our story about coral reefs. Okay, I'm going to use my laser pointer as I read so you can follow along. Okay, the coral reef biome. Coral reefs are among the world's most colorful biomes. Many beautiful plants and animals live there. Tube-shaped animals called coral polyps build up reefs over time. They grow hard skeletons and attach to those dead corals. So one of the questions that I asked in my sticky note was, what makes a coral reef? And the answer to that is coral polyps are tube-shaped animals that make coral reefs. So that's something that you can remember. Most coral reefs lie in the warm tropics. There are three main types of tropical reefs. Fringing reefs stretch along shores. Barrier reefs are farther out. And ring-shaped atolls rise from sunken islands. And here you can see this is an example of a fringing reef, a barrier reef, and atolls. So where are coral reefs formed? And the answer to that is in warm tropics. That's where we find coral reefs, in warm tropics. The climate. Tropical coral reefs have a warm climate. The sun shines through the clear, shallow saltwater. Water temperatures usually stay between 65 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 and 29 degrees Celsius. So that tells you that coral reefs belong in warm water. So think of that, 65 degrees and 85 degrees. That's about spring, fall weather. Too much wind and rain can move rocks and mud into shallow reefs. The clear water becomes cloudy. You can see the cloudy water right here. Then less sunlight reaches reef plants. This can affect the whole coral reef food chain. So here's one of our questions. What is something that can affect the whole coral reef food chain? And it's answered in our text right here. Too much wind and rain can move rocks and make the water cloudy, causing light to not get through. And then another thing that we've learned from some of our other readings is that pollution and garbage in the oceans can also affect the coral reef food chain. And we learned that with our read aloud cards. The plants. Algae and coral polyps. Tiny algae grow all over warm coral reefs. The algae live inside of coral polyps. The animals and algae trade gases they need to live. Larger algae called seaweeds color coral reefs. Red seaweeds grow in deeper water than green ones. Their color helps them capture more sunlight. So I've got a question here. Where do tiny algae live? And our answer, tiny algae live inside coral polyps. Remember, that's here in the text with I read, so it says exactly where tiny algae live and grow. And then how do coral reefs get their color? And here we go, it's answered in the text. So coral reefs get their color from large algae. So you can have red seaweed, which is right here, and then you can have green seaweed. Meadows of seagrass often form around coral reefs. They provide animals with food to eat and nurseries for babies. Near some reefs, mangroves grow. These trees have special roots. They are able to separate water from salt. And right here, I've got a fun fact. Meadows of seagrass provide food and nurseries for some animals. And you can find that in the text right here. The animals. Coral reefs are full of strange creatures. Colorful bodies let many blend in with the reefs. This helps them hunt or hide. Flat animals move through tight spaces. Pointed ones protect themselves or poke their food. Other animals have suction cups to stay put. And I just wrote a nice little key detail that says lots of strange animals live in coral reefs. And if you'd like to add to that detail and say what kind of animals, that would be a great thing to do. Many reef animals need one another to survive. Some offer safe places to live, others share their food. Some fish and shrimp are cleaners. They remove dead skin and parasites from larger animals. And one of the key details that I pulled out from that was why reef animals need each other to survive. Something else that you can think about is why? Why do they need each other to survive? And that can be answered right here in the text on page 18 and page 19. Okay, so this is just some fun facts. So the Great Barrier Reef, the location is the Coral Sea of the Pacific Ocean off the coast of northeastern Australia. It is 134,364 square miles. That is really, really super big. And then it also says that the water temperature is 75 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. And this over here gives you a nice picture of the food web. So you can see where these little arrows go and what the different animals eat. All right, so I want you to take some time to listen through this story again and come up with some key details on your own. All right, we will see you soon.